If you're an Arc Raiders player, you're going to want to listen up because the very DNA of your character is about to change. We're talking a complete rethink of how you fight, how you loot, and really, how you play the game. And trust me, it's going to impact every single one of us. So here's the big deal. The skill tree is getting a complete teardown and rebuild. The game's design director just spilled the beans on why the old system is broken, and more importantly, what the new one is going to look like. We're going to dig into his comments and explain what this really means for your raider. And just so you know who we're talking about, this info is coming straight from Virgil Watkins. This guy is the design director, so you can think of him as the head architect of the whole Arc Raiders experience. When he says something big is changing, you can bet it's a huge deal. It's coming right from the top. Okay, so first up, why even make this change? Well, it all starts with something you don't hear every day, a really honest, candid admission from the developers themselves. And how often do you hear a lead dev just come right out and say, yeah, we didn't get this right? He's basically admitting that the skill tree was a super tough puzzle to solve, and the version we have now, well, it just isn't cutting it. So let's dig into why it's not working. First off, some skills are just, well, they're duds. They're not doing what they're supposed to. And it goes deeper. You see, the developers had a theory about how we'd all play, but our actual behavior in-game, totally different. On top of all that, the game itself has evolved. Progression is different, other systems are different, and the old skill tree is just feeling dated. And that brings us to the real heart of the problem. In PvE, fighting Arc in general, pops, ticks, leapers, matriarch, fireflies, and more. It's way easier for them to give us cool, powerful skills that make us feel awesome. But the second you take that same awesome skill into a fight with another player, poof, it can just break the game, creating a totally unfair fight. And this quote right here, it hits the nail on the head. Imagine pouring all your points into a looting build. Then you run into someone who went all in on combat. Should they just automatically win? The developers are saying no. They don't want a rock, paper, scissors game where your build decides who wins before a shot is even fired. That's the exact problem they're trying to solve. So we get the problem, but what's the solution? Well, this is where it gets really, really cool. They're shifting gears completely. This isn't about small percentage boots anymore. It's about forging an entire playstyle. Yeah, Virgil Watkins pretty much said he is not a fan of those boring little plus 5% damage skills. The new vision is all about skills that give you actual new abilities, things that fundamentally alter your approach. We're talking about changes you can really feel. And this right here is the big question that's driving this entire redesign. The goal isn't just to pick individual perks anymore. It's about whether all of your choices, your skills, your gear, everything can come together to create a true, unique playstyle that is all yours. And here's how they're planning to do it. Your skills are just one piece of the puzzle now. They're being designed to work together with your augments, with the guns you love to use, even with your choice of gadgets and grenades. It's like all these different parts are finally going to add up to something greater than the sum, your unique playstyle. So what does that actually look like? Well, imagine becoming the sneaky looter, where your whole build is geared towards getting in, grabbing the good stuff, and getting out without anyone even knowing you were there. Or maybe you're the super agile maneuverer, a parkour master who's just impossible to pin down in a fight. These are the kinds of specialized roles we're talking about, and that's just scratching the surface. All right, we've talked about the why and the what. Now, for the most important part, what does all this actually mean for you the next time you drop into a match? At the end of the day, it's all about making your choices feel meaningful. They want you to look at your character and not just see a random list of perks, but see a real reflection of how you like to play. You're not just picking stats anymore, you're crafting an identity. Your raider is finally going to feel like your raider. And you have to understand the scale here. The reason they're putting so much work into this is because the game has absolutely exploded. We are talking over 14 million players. That is just staggering. So for them, getting this core system right isn't just a nice to have, it's absolutely critical for the game's future. For those millions of players, they're They're taking something great and trying to make it legendary. Let's boil it all down. What's the bottom line for you? 1, your choices are about to have way more impact. 2, they're finally tackling that annoying PvP versus PvE balancing act head on. 3, you are going to have way more freedom to build a character that feels truly unique. And 4, this isn't just a patch, it's a massive evolution for the game. And that really leaves us with a big question, doesn't it? As this new system finally drops, what kind of raider are you going to build?